All right, guys. Hopefully you can hear me because I didn't do like a mic check. I was trying to get some. Anyway, let me get a couple things here while I'm waiting to get started, and I got a little agenda here that I'm going to go over. I have a whole bunch of dates that I'm writing down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to share this with you, but because it's not fully done yet. We're going to talk about a bunch of things because I was out last week. So give me a chance here to get a couple things set up, and then which I'm like I said, I'm a little bit behind because I was going to try to show you guys some dates for next year, and time kind of got away from me here. So let's see. All right, we'll talk about that, and then let me go ahead and just get the current schedule up, and then that way I'm ready, and we'll talk about that. All right, guys. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I was gone last week to Michigan. Not going to harp on this. Not going to really talk about this too much. Other than I've been going back and forth to Michigan the last couple months with my dog and then my car and everything. If you're on my personal page, you would have seen that. And then so I posted that, so that's kind of moved on. And then we had to move Daytona. That was again, I think I posted about that. That was really my own fault. This is an older schedule. It's from last week. I haven't updated it, so I'll be printing new ones here. And then so I'm going to go over, if you wait until the end, guys, if you wait until the end, okay, I'm going to talk about some, if you hang out on the video, okay, hang out, I will go over some show promoter drama because it's, this is a game out here. This is it's not hardcore or bad or really or anything like that, but when you get a lot of people that really are passionate about what they do and the shows that they put on, it can get very competitive out here, guys. Okay. We're all trying to do our best. And when other people, feel like, they're being, dissed or, thrown under the bus or whatever, then there's going to be some drama. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. If you stick on the thing, I want to obviously get the show stuff out of the way first. This might be a little bit longer video because wasn't online. I wasn't at home last week. So I'm wanting to go over a few items. I got a little list here. Okay, cool. All right. I already talked about the trip to Michigan. It was great. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming on. Okay. And then again, I want to really quickly talk about the Daytona move. So October 5th on here, the Daytona Area Collector Fest, which is going to be at Ocean Center, is moving to January 25th. This says the 10th, but I had intended to do that, but what happened? So give you guys a little bit of info here. So I mean, this is what happens too in the background that you guys don't see. I have to deal with, like, I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. There's a lot of things that I have to deal with. Look, man, I'm not complaining. Okay. I'm not complaining. It might sound like I'm going to complain, but I'm not complaining at all. I love what I do. I wouldn't change a thing. I worked my whole life to finally get and do this. All right. So I'm very happy to be doing what I do. And so don't take anything that I'm going to say as a complaint, because I'm not complaining at all. I love this job, and I do it, all the time. Sometimes I get a little, I'm tired and stuff like that, and so I get a little goofy. But in general, I really love what I do, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the vendors and everybody that comes to the show. But I want to say some of the background. It's funny because I have to deal with a lot of hotel stuff. Like, I'll give you an example. I sent a bunch of dates, out to a hotel, and a hotel group, and it may take weeks for them to get back to me. Now, also, there's a lot of turnover at these hotels, and so by employees, I'm going to give you an example, okay? And I'm fine saying who it is, but at Avanti on iDrive, I've dealt with at least 10 managers there, at least 10 managers in the 5 years or that we've been doing shows there. And, in June of last year, I put in, now this is my fault, but, I put in, we're doing so many shows, and especially when we do them at the same location, what I do is people are posting some comments. Okay. What I do is I say, hey, this is what the date that I want in the future. Okay. Now, this manager that was there, was friendly with, she was there for a little while, and I said, hey, I want this date in January. Okay. And I always wanted to have because Mike Priest isn't doing the show anymore. Rick and them aren't doing the show at Avanti anymore in January. So I thought, hey, I really like that date, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do it. Well, they sent me the contract. I got busy over the summer. And of course, now staffing changed hands again. And so now, they're not honoring that date because they had somebody else come in and, probably have a wedding or something. So, so now I got to come up with another, honestly, I need to find a new venue. Avanti, the parking there it's a pain. Okay. So, I am going to be working on getting new venues a lot in the future. That's one thing I really want to work on. So, cause I would like to, try something different. Okay. So that's one thing. So what happened the other day was, just to go back to this schedule, is I had realized, oh, wait, the January 10th, I had already booked that for Avanti. Well, then the lady contacted me and said, oh, well, maybe we can do it. I'm not sure. So I asked Daytona for a new date, and they gave me the 25th, which is Rolex 24 weekend, which it may be busy in Daytona, but that might be a good thing for us. Okay. So I'm going to stick with the January 25th date for the new Daytona show. Let's see. Now let me, okay. So that is what happened with Daytona. The other thing too, as far as Daytona goes, is I don't know. I probably had, I could have filled it, guys. I really probably could have, but I didn't really, I didn't spend enough time on it. I am throwing myself under the bus here. I did not spend enough time on that show. And I'm just kind of I'm creating a graphic here. Let's see. And so I can share that with you. But so it's on me, man. It's on me. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too, guys. I want to go to that Rolex race myself. So I'm thinking we'll go over there, make a weekend of it, try to get people to come to the toy show at the at Ocean Center. We're gonna be in the ballroom. So the other thing about October 5th, I wasn't really that hip on the way that we are going to do the show. I mean, I could have done it, but I got to put a lot of trust in this Ocean Center, and I haven't done a show there before. So I'm because we would have gotten in there at 6 a.m. and hoped and prayed that the tables are correct. I'm going to tell you guys, 90% of the time that I got to move tables. 90% of the time, I give these precise maps with footage between tables, footage for aisles, everything. And man, I'm telling you, uh, you know, I got to move tables 99% of the time. So I didn't really that. And then the venue is, they're giving me, they would have given me their whole conference convention center, which is like 100,000 square feet. And I'm only going to use like 25%. So I'm going to use like not even 20. I'll probably use 20,000. So it's going to look like they're going to drape it off and all this stuff. And I don't know. I really wasn't really, I mean, I would have done it, but I'm happy that I moved it. Like I said, I could have probably filled up the space that I wanted to use, but I just felt like I needed more time, and so it's on me. I gave some refunds to some people, a few people that signed up that said they couldn't do January 10th. Maybe they can do January 25th. I don't know, but that's okay. All right, it's okay. I'd rather have a great show than try to push something that I really don't, to try to kind of pigeonhole or shoehorn something in and have a crap, have a not a very good event, because I really can't afford to do that. We can't afford to have a really crappy show, guys, because I mean these vendors, I love them. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, but it's tough out here. It's tough out here. Vendors have a lot of choices. So for me to try to get really good vendors, you got to have really good shows. You got to, I'm just, I'm biased, of course. But I'm the only one out here doing, a show a month or 2 shows a month or whatever. And I'm fine with that. I know other people may think I'm doing too many. That's fine. But we have people that, make a living, or they're doing toys for a living, and they count on us. Okay. So, and then customers, love coming to the shows. I mean, we just did a show 2 weeks ago and I feel like it was like a month ago. So I'm fine with the schedule that we have, but I'm in a unique position to where, in order for me to get vendors to keep coming to these events, they have to sell. They have to make money. Otherwise, it's a constant job to get this, to keep these moving and keep things running. Now, could I do like other people and have 1 show a year? Sure, I could do that. But then all my vendors are only making money one day a year, 1 weekend a year. I could have a great show, but I'd rather do the way that I'm doing it now. What I like to do, I needed, I'm getting some help now and all that. Now I'm getting off my schedule here of what I want to talk about, but I'm happy with the way that we're doing. So again, I'm not complaining. I love what I do. I think I need to slow down a little bit sometimes. Like, I realized this year that I can only do 3 shows in a row. Basically, if I try to do a 4th show in a four weeks, those will be the months that we'll be doing that is April and July, based on track record or in attendance and all this stuff. Pretty much April and July are the when I'm going to push the envelope of shows, because that's when we got the best attendance of the year. Really, I mean, it's hard to say that though, because like, for instance, Jacksonville last year, we had a really good show. We've really outgrown Embassy Suites this weekend now. So this is going to be the last time. And that's going to bring me up to Jacksonville. Let me go ahead and talk about Jacksonville. Hey, thanks, Jose, for being a great vendor. I know you're coming out and hopefully we can get you in. You're there this weekend. Hopefully you can come up with something maybe for Kissimmee for you. And we're doing good. And man, I'd love to see Rusty out at the show. Hopefully maybe we see you in Kissimmee. Come out for a visit, man. We haven't seen you in a while. Love to see you and say hello. And I got this Gremlins lunchbox down at the Fort Myers show from our friend Jerry. You go ahead and show a little bit. Thanks for mentioning it. Look at this thing. It's mint. I may have to get this graded. Got it in plastic because I love Gizmo on the other side in the Barbie car. That is so cool. All right, it's got the tag on there. Let's see what is underneath there. I can't. Oh, some gizmos. All the gremlins laying in bed there. That's funny. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I really like this side though. With the oh, and there's a Kmart. Is that a Kmart? Oh, it says Lionel or something on there. All right. Thanks a lot there, Shell ahead, Tony. All right. How are you guys doing? I know you got your video coming up. I understand you got a bail, whatever. All right. I'm gonna try to bring some cool stuff myself this weekend to the show. That I may get rid of. Because I have stuff funneling in this and that. So not just a few pieces maybe. Okay. Let's see. Let's go through. And Dutch. Oh, my man Dutch. Again, Dutch, we're looking forward to seeing you. Please send any pictures or games. Dutch is from Georgia. He'll be coming down, or his wife will be coming down and vending this weekend, all the way from Georgia. They love, they've had a great time the last couple times they came down to the show, and hopefully, we'll see them there in Jacksonville. We'll see them there this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring. If you end up coming to Jacksonville and you want to, and you're staying there or whatever for the show, there might be some hotel deals. You never know. Some vendors will be there staying. I know I will be, and several other people. So let me go ahead and. So again, we're going to have Jacksonville is this weekend. Again, it's our last show at the Embassy Suites. We're going to have Keith Coogan will be there. From Fox and that he's mainly known for Adventures in Babysitting, but he was in a ton of stuff, guys. And, if you talk to him, he's just full of these Hollywood stories, full of these things. His grandfather was, Jackie Coogan, who was, people know him as, what was it, Cousin It? Uncle Fester, sorry. I'm Uncle Fester, but he was like a child actor and everything, big deal. But Keith is a big deal. He was in the Fox and Hound, he was in Knight Rider, he was in all kinds of stuff. You look up his IMDb, you'll see. But he's a great guy. Both him and his wife, they're super cool. And like again, he's got stories for days if you talk to him. And then we're gonna have Dewey, our friend Dewey, is gonna be at the show this weekend. Man, Dewey has went from zero to hero, okay, because he has over 120,000 followers now on Facebook. So I'm just like pretty blown away. I'm hoping that he's gonna. I'm trying to talk him into being part of the shows, our shows more next year, and do some filming and stuff like that. I'm hoping we can integrate him in the future a little bit more, because I think our shows go along with what he's doing. Okay, let's see. Thanks. Hope to see you, Rusty. And hopefully you bring in good stuff here, Jose. Let me know. I think I got some pictures from you, but if you want to send me some more, I'll post some. And thanks there, Tony. All right, and we will see Jennifer back at the show this weekend. Okay, across from where you check in, Jennifer will be there. We haven't seen her in like a year, and all that. Okay, so let's see. Besides the Jacksonville, let me just talk a little bit about the load in for vendors. If you're a vendor and you're on here, let me go ahead and see if I can Chrome tab. Let's see. All right, so I'll just show this. All right, so this is pretty easy to find. You got 95 here, and then Embassy Suites is right off of Bay Meadows. And then if you come in, I don't know, we're gonna try to have our blow up somewhere. It would be cool if I could have it out here somewhere, but I don't know. We'll see if that happens. But let's see. We're gonna be inside here. The show is like on this side of the building. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Let me zoom in. So the show is over here on the left side of the building. So as a vendor, you can load in. There's like another door back here. You can load in there. You can obviously load in the front also. There'll be a cart, And what I'll do is that's going to start at 6:30, which is our normal time. I'll send out a whole, a page that's going to have the times and a link to the location and stuff like that. I don't have a hotel discount code. It's pretty economical as it is. So, I think somebody said they got $100 or something, 109 or something. But so go ahead and, what happens now is people use, like I had to actually pay like for 3 or 4 rooms at the Bradenton show because I wasn't paying attention basically when I signed the contract that I guaranteed like, I don't know, 10, 12 rooms or 15, but everybody uses their own discount code now. So if you see that I don't, give you a code, let me get back to where I'm at here. If I don't give you a code, it's because, it's because of that. You guys, vendors don't seem to use it. So then I look like a goofball to the salesperson because, they're thinking, oh, he's going to give us all these new, yeah, awesome. Thanks, man. The blow up thing is I don't know if we're going to be able to have it in Jacksonville, but man, it is cool. It's worth all the money. Hey, David, thanks for coming and watching. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and move on. Let's see. Talked about Keith Coogan last show and Dewey Sean. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about schedules. Okay. So the rest of the year, we have our Jacksonville show coming up. Then we have Kissimmee. Both of those are sold out. Okay. We are in the small room for October 4th, but this is the last time I think that we're going to be in the small room. I'm going to shoot to get the bigger space next year, or I'm going to be finding a new venue, one or the other. Okay. Daytona is pushed to January. Then we have Port St. Lucie, and we've got some cool stuff. Let's see. We got some cool stuff coming out, like The Creature from the Black Lagoon, some movie stuff, movie props, and all that for Port St. Lucie. Now, if you're a vendor, okay, and you want to set up there, I am down to maybe 5 tables, somewhere around there. Okay, so 5 to 6 tables. That's it. And that's that'll be sold out. We are also taking, if you want to visit the website, so if you want to know what I'm taking vendor space for, you want to go to the website, floridatoyshows.com. I do update it every week. I try to keep it updated. I probably need to update it again, but I do try to update it every week now. So if I add a show and there's a vendor link, there's a link that goes to the vendor application, or you can message me on Facebook, or if you have my phone number, you can message me there also. Okay, let's go ahead and so we do have space for Tampa, Florida Extravaganza there, and the fall show. And then we, let's see, the November 9th. I don't know. I had a couple of cancellations. I do think that's sold out, but I don't have that listed on Eventany or the event thing right now. But and anyway, and then I'm working on this gift show. It may be right before Christmas because I don't know if people want to do it, but I'm, Lakeland, the weekend before Christmas, they have open, and that's it. Everything is booked, man. Like I tried to do a Space Coast show to kind of still fill that in, but everybody's booked, and I just can't. Like I wanted to put in like a Coral Springs in here, and I couldn't do that either. So I'm getting aggressive though for next year, and I'm going to show you that here right now. Now, I don't have all the places filled in. I just got some dates here. I know it looks like a lot, but that's how we do it around here. Okay. Let me talk a little bit about these dates because some of them are wrong. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd like to do that. I think that's awesome. I'm going to try to get a couple of guests for that, and then have like a gift show. Is what the idea is the gift slash toys collectibles, but more of a gift oriented show where I think we'll get more people. So I'm working on that. I'm going to try to and maybe Humpty will bring a cool big 3D printed crazy robot or something. Thanks for John for coming on. Okay, let's see. So let's see. These are dates that I have for next year. I think that's where I'm at on my little schedule here. Working schedule. Okay. And let's see. Okay. So the Orlando, I'm going to try to still have an Orlando on January 10th. I don't know where it's going to be right yet, but I'm going to work on that. I just would like to start the year there, and we'll see. That may or may not happen. I'm going to try though. Okay. And then we do have West Palm set up for January 11th. But what I'm going to do, because the 9th, November 9th is also West Palm because of a mix-up, I'm waiting to hear back, and I may swap that for Coral Springs, okay? Because if I'm going to try to do that, Coral Springs. So that may swap for Coral Springs. It's not set in stone. I asked the lady, for the date, and I don't have any email back from her. I just decided I wanted to look for that. Okay, so this could be Coral Springs instead of the Polish Club. All right, and then of course we have the the other. You know what? There's a date missing here, and that's our one-day Fort Myers show, January 17th, and then 18th, whatever Sunday is. And then we're going to be at January 25th. We'll be in Daytona. So it'll be Orlando. It'll be a double weekend here. Okay. And then it'll be Fort Myers and then Daytona. And then we got a break. But we may not have a break. It just Florida Toy Shows will have a break until the Space Coast show, February 23rd. We're going to be back in Bradenton on March 1st. Now, this is the reason why I did this, is because we had that awesome like farmers market out there. And so I asked the hotel, they said they loved our show. Everyone loved the show. And so I said, when is this farmers market? Because I thought that was a good idea that they were there and everything. I think it added people. And so we're gonna have that on March 1st. I told her to pencil me in. I just need to get a contract from her. But basically, okay, so ignore that this says, again, this is what I was working on before the video started. So see, these locations are wrong. Okay. Just focus on dates, basically. So Bradenton, and then we'll be back in South Florida. Now this one is going to be a Lake Worth show, so that is correct. Okay, now March 8th, we will gonna do wait a minute, that date might be wrong. That's probably Kissimmee and then South Florida. So sorry, I probably shouldn't even be showing this. I'm just talking right now. This is a mess. All right, and then we're gonna be in Tampa, and then after that we'll be Sarasota, and we'll be in World Golf Village in April. Okay. So these are some of the dates. I'll send this out to vendors. Some of these, we're going to have a Star Wars show in here, and we'll be back in Orlando, and Ocala is here. June 14th is what I'm hoping to get. And then we're going to have no shows from June 14th to July 12th. So I'll be on vacation. Everybody will be on vacation. Maybe we'll be doing Joe Fest or something, or hanging out somewhere. But we're going to be, this is Tampa Toy Con. and then we'll be at Coral Springs. That's the plan. Okay. I got a whole list, more list here, and I will post it, when I get it all written down. Again, the dates are fluid. These are things that I want to do. Whether the hotels work with me or not, I have no idea. Okay. So it's all about hotels, which is going to bring me to the next thing. Okay. And that is, let's see if I can share this. All right. So, which is going to bring me to my show promoter drama that happened earlier today, which I did not share. I don't like getting into this, but you know what? I gotta share this because I want you guys to understand what I deal with. Okay. What I deal with. It's, okay. Now I want to preface this by saying, hey, I don't have any problem with anybody. Okay. I have no issues with nobody. If, I'm not going to share your show. Okay. If you're on, I had a guy that was doing a show, they were going to focus on one type of toy, and then all of a sudden it's a regular toy show. And I can't share that now because now, let's see, Chrome tab. Because now then people will think that it's my show, and it's not my show. Okay. Let me just see. I gotta go to the right tab here that I can share. Messenger. Okay. All right. Give me a minute. I'm going to bring this back in. All right. Now, so for some reason, the people at Retrorama, I did have a call with them today, and that's why I posted, all it takes is a phone call to fix it. Okay. So, to have an understanding. Now, whether we come to agreement or whatever, that's a different thing, but I think we have a better understanding of what's happening. So I've been to their show one time, like 5 years ago. And then I felt at the time that they ramped up their shows. They went from 2 shows a year to 4 shows a year or whatever, because they're trying. I felt at the time, okay, that they were trying to kind of keep me out. And ever since then, I have felt like they haven't wanted me in Jacksonville. Now, that's not what they say. So, and that's cool. I'm glad, because I think Jacksonville is a great location, great spot. And it's probably the only place in Florida where we could get people from Georgia. We could get people from these other states to come down. Jacksonville is a unique location. So I think it could be a great, even better show than what I can put on right now. However, okay, in the last 5 years, I have people saying, oh, hey, they don't like you. They don't want you there. They think that you're taking their dates and all this. I didn't do any of that stuff. What I did was, because I'm doing 20 shows a year or whatever, okay, I have to go by when the hotel is available. So I come up with these dates, like you see, I just wrote them down here, guys, okay, of what I want to do. But then when I email the vendors, or the hotels, they're going to give me, oh no, this is what's available. So I got to take what's available. Okay. And when I have vendors say, hey, should I worry about this show? And they're like, no, don't worry about it. Just do your thing. Everybody just says, do you, Jeff. Okay. Well, hey, I'm doing me. All right. And I think I'm at the point now, guys, that, we've been around for 6 years now. And yeah, again, I'm not the biggest show. I'm not trying to be the biggest show. I'm trying to be a regular event for people where I can reach other people that aren't being reached. Okay. And so it's just a different way of doing things. And this is a business. It's a full-time business. We now have a team of people that I'm trying to bring in, and I'm trying to do this, without doing a store or whatever. Okay. I'm trying to help as many people as I can, along with, of course, helping myself. Okay. So I make a living doing this. Okay. Now, yesterday I went on a group and I posted my event. Okay. I said, hey, guys, we're in Jacksonville. Come on out to Jacksonville, and Keith Coogan's coming. Okay. And I did that, hey, that's what you're going to do. You're going to talk about your show. Now, this morning, I kind of get up and I see this post from Retrorama. Okay. Retrorama show. I don't even like mentioning other shows. Okay. But I'm going to do that. And so on this thing, which you can probably barely read, okay, because I'm not fully showing it. So they up here it talks about their show is free, okay, guys. And if you want to go to the Retrorama Collectible Show page, you'll see this. They still haven't deleted it or anything like that. But basically, they instead of just thanking their sponsors, okay, like, hey man, thanks for the sponsors, and we were able to make it free. Okay, instead of doing that, they put in there, hey, if you're impressed with our show, thank our sponsors because we're not charging, 10, if you're disappointed when you pay $10 or $15 or $25. I mean, I felt like that was kind of a shout to me. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I'm the only one that charges $10. Everybody else is $40 freaking dollars. Okay. And so, yeah, there's nobody that has read that. Okay. Nobody that has read that. Let's see who messaged me. Okay.
No, well, that ad was on Facebook because that came up on my feed.
Yeah. So I'm fine with these guys. I'm totally fine with these guys. I have no issues. But to me, that's what it looks like. It looks like you're trying to, that they could have just said, hey man, thanks for our amazing sponsors. But it says, if you're not as impressive as the Retrorama show and wonder why you just paid $10 or $15 to get in the door, we will please take a moment to thank our sponsors because that's why we're free. Now, because we charge $10 and $15. I'm not hiding that. Okay? Because we're not vendors. That's why. We're not vendors. We don't vend. My wife vends in Tampa because she wants to, and I vend every once in a while, but we're not vendors. So that's why we charge. Plus, my business model is just, I think that's, you're getting, I don't need to get into why I charge, but the reality is there's a lot of reasons why we charge. And the main reason is that's how we make money. That's how I make money. That's how I buy all the toys and I buy all the stuff and I buy vendors, I buy vendors lunch, when they're sitting there. I don't know if any other promoters do that, but I buy all my promoters. I'll spend $200 or $300 on just pizza for everybody. Okay. I do that because I love my vendors and we have a great show and we try to just have a good time. So, again, I'm not mad at them. I'm just saying, and again, I had a good phone call with John, over there. And so I think things will be better, but it's just one post on social media can just blow up. Okay. And then next thing you know, people are bashing other people's shows and everything like that. And I'm really glad that John reached out to me because I was pretty upset, and I'm sure he was upset about because I posted something on the group like, hey man, we got to stop bashing other people's shows. Okay. And I'm not bashing their show. I'm just saying, man, like, we got to be supportive out here. These show guys need to be supportive of other shows. Nobody calls me to help them with their show or be at their show. I've offered to sponsor a big show. Okay. Hey, give me a table. I'll buy your lanyards. I'll do some stuff, just so I can get more exposure for Florida toy shows in a different area that I'm not in. Nah, nothing. Complete ignore. They ignore me. So you know what? When I get ignored, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to push harder. I'm going to do more shows. Okay. I'm going to have them bigger and better. And now, because this is all I do, guys, this is all I do. Okay. And I'm not going to get on a rant here or anything like that, but this is my full-time gig. All right. Full-time gig. So if you're going to try to, take me down, then you better have even more full-time gig than what I'm doing because I have purpose here. It's not just I'm not just buying toys at this point. When I started, I was just buying toys. Now, I have vendors that, they make money at my show. They make part of their living at my shows. And so when I run these shows, or whenever I'm thinking about stuff, I'm thinking of them. And I'm thinking of the customers that come up to me and say, thank you for having the show in our town, because other people didn't have a show there. And people don't want to drive anymore, guys. They don't want to drive more than 30, 40 miles. They don't even want to drive 40 miles. They want to drive like 20 miles. If that, they want it in their town. So if I don't do the show, then someone else will. Okay. And I'm just looking to grow now. I'm going to be slowing down. I'm buying toys, and I'm going to be putting more and more into making Florida toy shows bigger. Okay. It's going to change after the first of the year. Florida Toy Shows isn't going away, but we're going to add something new. The company name is going to change. I'm going to be adding a new page soon. So it'll be run under my collector events, which I've already registered with Sunbiz and everything. So we're going to be making a change. So because I got bigger ideas, guys. Okay. Than just running what I'm doing. Okay. And we have a team now. I got a growing team, and something I've never had. I've been able to do a lot. So I appreciate everybody coming on here. We'll be back with maybe another video. I don't know if it'll be this week, but we'll be back next Tuesday. And again, I just want to end, if you're still here, I want to end. I have no issues with Retrorama. I have no issues with John or Ed. I just want to say, this includes me, because I made a post earlier today because I was pretty mad, but I've deleted it. Okay, on a group. Okay, so I want to just come out and say that I'm not just throwing stones from a glass house here. You got to think about things before you post them. Okay, think about what you're posting when you post stuff, because a person on the other side can assume you're talking about them, and sometimes, and even if you're not, and so it can create a bigger thing. So just let's all, okay. So thank you, Andy, for saying let's push it forward. And Marco drives everywhere, and I'm gonna keep things positive, and I'm positive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really happy. I have like, sometimes when I'm feeling like, burned out, I really just have to sit here and say, man, I have the greatest job. I can't, the idea that, I do this for a living is just, amazing to me. So, again, I appreciate all the vendors. I appreciate all the customers coming, and we're going to have an amazing show this weekend. I know it's going to be in a little bit of a small building, but we're going to be at World Golf Village after this weekend. But let's have a great event. I'm looking forward to a great event at NBC Suites, and this weekend. And thanks a lot. Thanks Marco and Jose, and then Jennifer. I'm looking forward to see. Yeah. That's true. Jealousy is normal in any business. I think that happens when you get some success under you, and then people want to so hey, Josh, go back and look at the rest of the video. I assume you did really well at Ocala Comic Con. I heard Ocala Comic Con was really good, and I heard UltraCon was good. So I didn't get to go to either of them this year, but maybe next year. Okay. See you guys. Have a good evening. Talk to you soon. Bye now.